Okay, I'm gonna quickly record the video. I'm sorry, tired. It's 11 p.m. I'm recording this video right now. Okay, let me check the time again. Okay, let me prove it to you. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Okay, let me try different wallpapers. Okay, I think you can see it now. Oh, sheesh. Yeah. There. Okay, whatever. 11 p.m. And as you can see, there's a lot of tabs open on my MacBook right now. And this is basically the results of my research of the industry in which I am in. So as you know, if you watch the previous videos, day 99, 98, I have come up with this realization of that, you know what, world is actually bigger than I think it is and than I can even comprehend. It turns out that the scale of the companies are huge. Like agencies, I used to believe that they're making maybe tens of thousands of dollars, and even this amount of money, it's still a lot of money. But it turns out, I found out some agencies making not one but $10 billion in revenue a year, hundreds of millions of dollars in profit. So yeah. I'm continuing to make research, and slowly but surely I found people making millions of dollars, people making 2 million, making 3 million, making 1.5 million a year from web design, from just basically same niche, same industry. Person, like, I mean, the tools which they are using is a little bit different, because some of them I found out are using Squarespace, some of them are using Webflow, some of them are using Shopify, some of them are using Framer. The only difference between me and them is what? Is that I don't use none of these tools. I code from scratch using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. That's my specification. That's what I like to do. That's what I choose to do. But still, I, decided that, you know what, by the end of this year, it's gonna be kind of cool as an individual to acquire a new knowledge, a new set of skills, maybe just for fun, or just to try out, or just maybe to learn. Even if I'm not gonna land the clients, I can learn Framer or Shopify or Webflow, yeah, like there is nothing stopping me to learn new things. At the same time, I can sell my services, my skills as a developer who codes purely on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If there is going to be some kind of needs for it in my projects, no problem. But also, if there are going to be some needs to build a website on, I don't know, like Framer or Shopify, also, you're welcome. Yeah, never stop learning. Never ever stop learning. I think the hard thing about this agency stuff is that there are two sets of people on the internet. The first one, the one which I really hate. I mean, I hate in a bad meaning, because these are the kind of people who say, if I put a gun to your head and I say, if you don't make $10,000 this year, I'm gonna shoot you. What do you think will happen? You will make $10,000 that month. Well, the thing is, I'm sorry, I'm filming this video in my granddad's house. So there are some relatives coming into the room, and I don't have my own private houses like some individuals, so just have to use whatever I have. uh you know, honestly, I just don't really like as a human being. Maybe probably I don't want to, like, you know, blackmail them. There are still people who are making a lot more money than I'm making, but I don't know, man. I just look at these people who have succeeded a lot easier than you and I. Probably that maybe you are making, you are, you know, 6 months, 7 months, year two, working without results, and some people are getting results doing the same thing as you are doing out there, but getting there quickly. I don't know. I just, you know, if you listen to them, what they say reach out to people, DM, you know, run paid ads. And the thing is, you and I already doing these things. You and I already reaching out to people, and even more people than they are reaching out, probably. If they are reaching out to maybe 10, 30, 20, you and I have had days when we reach out to like hundreds of people a single day. And these people succeed easier. I don't know how this happened, that they just, you know, I don't know, like maybe got lucky. Like, you know, if you say it to them, they are not gonna admit it, of course, because, you know, they DM, then reach out to people, and that's how they close the client. They find the right audience and blah blah blah. But the truth is, nah, it is not. You know, it's not that. I think word luck is not the right fit here, because they didn't just all of a sudden got a client from nowhere. They got a client from the actions which they did, but they admired and put in a lot less work than you and I, and got the results which you and I want, and we didn't. I mean, I don't really care about that they got the results and I didn't. I'm not like crying like a little baby here. I don't like the fact that after getting the results, they teach you and I, and, you know, not only they teach, but sometimes even, you know, talk very different way, like they say certain things which you don't want to really hear, like, you know, you're not working hard enough, or, you know, smart enough, or like you're doing the wrong thing, or like, nah. If you listen to if you if you listen to the second category criteria of people who have succeeded, but even in larger scale, like Sebastian, Jordan, Iman, Andrew, Elon, Jeff Bezos, all these people who have succeeded in a really huge scale. That's very interesting, but they say get rich slow. You know, I have, you know, heard something like that from Jeff in one of his interviews. You're gonna get rich slow, and also risk, you know. You know, like entrepreneurship is such an attractive thing, when you realize how that you're gonna get rich slow, and there is, like, you know, risk, and there is, you know, this whole smoothie, this whole mix of like all the things which you don't really want to do, but in the end you get the results which you couldn't even imagine having. Like, this is such a, it's like taking a pill which you hate, like its taste of it, it's but in the end the effect of it, as soon as it gets into your body, insane. So I DM'd 32 people. I think I DM'd 31 or 30, around 30, definitely more than 30 or 30, just before recording this video. 30 people DM'd. I think we got two, well, we got three job approvals with a test project, and if we are gonna and now we have to complete this test project, inshallah. And after completing a test project, I hope that they're gonna invite me to a coding interview. So we on Instagram we got two replies. Both of them are basically saying, I don't really need a website, at this moment, or like, I'm sorry, just still replies. Okay, I used to not get replies before, and now I'm getting two replies a day, thanks to God. So I'm happy. Alhamdulillah. Okay, and did my front-end classes, learned to code today better, and upgraded my valuable skill. What else have to say? So I learned how to code today. I DM'd people, applied for some coding jobs. These are the things which are going to be probably more interesting to you. And also, yes, I did research of my industry and find out some very interesting people. Again, honestly, this is insane thing which I have come up with, because it's just such an eye-opening thing. Like, it's not only about the numbers, but you find out that the not numbers, how much money these people make, but the quantity of these people who have made it, it's like, not one or two people. I'm searching and there's like even more and more and more. Just insane to comprehend how many people have made it in web design, and I didn't even knew about the existence of these people, that they are out there somewhere in United States, United Kingdom, or Europe, making, they fully own these agencies. I don't know how much they're paying their staff. I don't know how what is the pure profit and how much they have left for themselves, but I can guarantee you, if the agency is making like 10 million a month, they're probably making at least 1 million a month. So it's like 10 million a year as a CEO. Their expenses, they're like reinvesting into business, paid ads and all this stuff, maybe costs them 9 million, and pure profit which they have left for themselves is just 1 million, maybe, I don't know. It's just, I have already find out in my notes, even if I just barely make research. Like day one, I found out like 5 or 6 people. Last 2 days, I barely made any research and find out maybe like 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2 maybe, like 7 or 8 in total. And I'm still continue getting even more and more results, even more results. If I search up, I get like a whole list of like, about like 50 agencies, and every one of them have a founder and CEO, and every one of them, there are certain websites which show the base budget for a project, to buy a project, to purchase a project, how much it at least is gonna cost you to purchase a project, to purchase a website in this agency. At least some of these agencies is $10,000 at least. If you filter out from the highest to the lowest, the highest ones, as long as I can remember, there is no limit. Basically, I saw some agencies making enterprise projects for like, big companies, not necessarily even big companies, just B2B, and there's some certain deals which they close for over $1 billion, or make a year over $1 billion. So companies like Dove, Cadillac, Coca-Cola, they really do care about their reputation and internet presence, and they're ready to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for this kind of services, and that's what they do. You go to that specific web design agencies. There is a website called Crunchbase, and if you go there and you see the top 1% income is so-called enterprise, which I think in my mind, in my humble opinion, means the big companies, or like Fortune 500 companies, mainly. And there's like 99% is like probably smaller deals, like $10,000 $50,000 deals. I mean, in comparison, it's like $1 billion deals probably. So yeah, not necessarily like that. These agencies are not necessarily uh you know that company's website, like coca-cola.com, not necessarily. That company is, inside of that company there's a lot of tools and like things which company employees use. There's like thousands of people working in that companies, and if they need some kind of web app, CRM, or additional feature to the CRM, they can purchase these guys time, services, pay them 100 million to 100 million, and yeah, just make business. So these are the things which are probably gonna be interesting for you to hear from me today. Of course, there are a lot more things which I have done today. If you do really care about my personal side, my personal aspect, you can just take a screenshot of it, what I have planned for today and what I have done. So the only thing which I have left for today is basically reading a book. It's 11 p.m. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but you know what? It was a very beautiful day. By the way, last day of Ramadan. Beautiful months passed away, and tomorrow it's gonna be our first breakfast and first lunch after a 30 days break. Yeah. So I think it's enough for today. It was a really nice day. Never ever dare to quit. No. It's just not an option. It's just not an option. No matter what happens in your life, just please never quit. Future me, I know. I can do that to you. I just slowly but surely, man, I'm building this undoubtable self-confidence which no one can break. Slowly but surely, I'm sorry that I wasn't born with this self-confidence which is just, unbreakable, undestroyable. But slowly but surely, brother, I will get there, and we will have it. There are a lot of people around me who hate me for being the kind of man I am, for reading books, setting goals, learning new things, making research, and following what I believe is correct to follow and do. My relatives is like your relatives. They wanted me to be a banker. They wanted me to be a doctor. And I decided they want to be programmer / entrepreneur and / famous and rich. I mean, entrepreneur is already a rich guy. But I decided that I want to be a programmer, not a doctor or a banker. And I want to be an entrepreneur, not an employee. And I want to be famous. And in addition to this, I want to be strong. And the last but not least, I want to follow my own rules. I don't want to listen to what everybody is saying around me. That's the thing which really pisses off a lot of people. Because they see that, that I'm getting more and more educated, speak multiple languages, learning valuable skills. And for somebody who genuinely loves you, like my mom, they see it as a good thing, as a positive thing, because it seems like from her perspective that it it looks like now I am more understanding why am I living here. I'm trying to at least understand. But for those people who don't really want me to follow whatever I think is correct, and I want to make my own mistakes, like my granddad, my uncles, and my relatives, they hate it. Obviously, they hate it. They don't want it. They don't want to hear all this, coding entrepreneurial bullshit. It's just whatever they're talking about. Like, you know, especially when you don't have anything, especially when you don't have things to prove. Well, I have like, couple of subscribers on YouTube, alhamdulillah. This nice MacBook, alhamdulillah, nice phone, alhamdulillah, which a lot of my peers doesn't have, you know. Buying $1,000 MacBook was not an easy stuff for me to accomplish, and yeah. But still, I think it's not enough for them probably to just prove it. What I have understood is that let them hate you. Let them hate you. Let them hate you. I can talk endlessly about that all the greatest people in this world had their enemies and blah blah blah. But if you shorten all these phrases into one single phrase, let them hate you. Just leave and let them hate you. There are gonna be people throwing shit. Just bear with it. Just bear with it. Just go with it. You can't deal with this problem anyhow. The only way you can deal is if you just quit the game. That's what they want. They want you to quit the game and just stop going against what they want you to look like, the version of you which fit into their reality.